And I want to be a real entertainer.
Now, Little Bird tells me that you kind of snuck into the studio and got cracking on this album when you were supposed to be on vacation. What's wrong with you, girlfriend?
Something is definitely wrong. You know what? The problem is I really love what I do, and I love music, and I couldn't be away from it. Dreams come true, so thank y'all so much for supporting us. God bless you.
Beyonce Knowles is one of the most recognizable figures in contemporary music.
As a singer, songwriter, actress, humanitarian, businesswoman, fashion icon, everything, in each one of these things, she's so gigantic.
Booming record sales, Grammy Awards, movie roles, and marriage to rapper and CEO Jay-Z combined to heighten her profile in the 2000s.
They walk in and you just get a feeling with the two of them that they are like what you would call Kate and William of the music business. These guys are the royal couple.
She has won countless awards, been quoted as one of the most influential women of all time, and has spread the word of female empowerment through her music.
She's music royalty. What she's achieved as a black female singer is on par with Michael Jackson's sales and all the rest. You get the feeling that this girl can definitely handle fame.
I just love talent and entertainment, and I want to be a real entertainer, and I want to eventually win an Oscar and more Grammys, and I want to do Broadway. I want to win a Tony Award. I want to be the first black woman to have all three.
Get lost in the ultimate story of modern-day superstardom as we take you through the incredible journey of Beyonce.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Destiny's Child. Each one of you say hello.
Beyonce Knowles first made her appearance to the world in the four-piece girl band Destiny's Child, managed by her father, Matthew Knowles. Destiny's Child first released their debut song, Killing Time, on the soundtrack to the 1997 film Men in Black. The following year, the group released their self-titled debut album, scoring their first major hit, No, No, No.
No, No, No shows a lot of sophistication. It's a very sultry, kind of sexy video, the way they're dressed and the whole vibe within the video. They were showing that, hey, we're not little girls anymore, we're now adults, and the song was very strong, and it had, unusual production and stuff in it, and just really set them up as this is a force to be reckoned with.
The album established the group as a viable act in the industry, with moderate sales and winning the group 3 Soul Train Lady of Soul Awards.
First time I heard Destiny's Child, I'll never forget it, it was at the Mobos. We were just blown away. Everyone was blown away by these little things like jumping up and down the stage and dancing really quick, and you couldn't stop singing the songs, and they were just really sweet. And they were just so happy to be there. And that was the first time I saw Destiny's Child. I mean, it was very quick. We met them backstage because I was presenting an award at the Mobos, and I was introduced to them backstage, and I just thought, oh, they're really cute little kids, aren't they? So sweet.
The group released their multi-platinum second album, The Writings on the Wall, in 1999. The record features some of the group's widely known songs, such as Bills, 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 the group's first #1 single.
At first we started our crew, taking me places I ain't never been. But now you're getting comfortable, ain't doing those things you did no more. You're slowly making me pay for your money should be handling. And then you ask to use my car. Drive it all day and don't fill up the tank. And you have the audacity to even come and step to me. Ask to hold some money from me until you get your check next week. You trifling, good for nothing type of brother. silly me. Why haven't I found another? A baller. When times get hard, I need someone to help me out. Instead of
the last album, we were just starting out, and we were trying to find what we were gonna go for, what our style was, and who we were gonna work with. But this album, we were sure of who we were gonna work with. We had a list. Our manager came in, he was like, okay, so what we gonna do this album? And we listed all the producers we wanted, and it was a blessing that we got all of them. And the difference also is that we got to write on this album. We only wrote 3 songs on the last album, and this album we wrote 11. So that's a big change, and we were involved more with this album.
Yeah, and the album is more conceptual this time. Beyonce produced a majority of the vocals on the album, and if you notice when you listen to the album that the vocals are more in your face this time, and it's tight, and it's all because Beyonce hooked it up.
Yeah, made it run a lot smoother too.
you thought what? So can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone bills? Can you pay my automobiles? A lot of y'all, so
We're not talking to all guys. We're only talking to the one guy that is being trifling and is running up her phone bill and all of that. So if the guy wasn't doing that, we would never ask a guy to pay our bills. We believe in 50-50 relationships. But we also know that guys can relate to this situation too, because we know there are some girls out there that take guys' cars and drive them and feel like they can spend their credit cards and all that. So guys, y'all relate to the song. Just put it in your mind and just put it in your perspective.
Don't jump to a conclusion by the chorus just because it says, can you pay my bills?
You gotta listen to the verses.
Right.
Just know that we're writing the song from a female's perspective because we are females. And
Right.
we don't know how to write from a man's perspective, so we had to write it from ours.
keep on praying what you say what's on your mind. Cause every time you give a sign. Wanna ask you what do you hold on inside? You wanna be with me, you gotta keep it real. Your people's going on, tell me how you feel. Boy, I know you want me just as much as I want you. Come get my love, it's all here for you. I see you back there. How y'all doing over here? Y'all been a little quiet for me. Y'all gotta get into this. Come on, y'all. Come on. You be saying? Put your hands up when it's really.
It's just all a blessing to see a lot of people just really feeling your songs and singing the words to your songs. I mean, it just gets you more excited and it makes you want to work even harder.
Right, but there are more sacrifices that also come with it that we had no idea about. We didn't know that we were gonna be away from our family so much, and you know what I'm saying, get to miss out on the homecoming and the proms, the teenage stuff, you know, that happened during your teenage years, of course. But it's all worth it, like Kelly said.
The good outweighs the bad, definitely.
Yeah.
Say My Name won Best R&B Performance and Best R&B Song at the 2001 Grammy Awards. The Writings on the Wall went on to sell more than 8 million copies worldwide. Despite the group finally gaining the recognition they had been craving, internal problems threatened the future of the group. Both LaToya Luckett and Latavia Robertson left the band and were quickly replaced by Farrah Franklin and Michelle Williams. Unfortunately, internal problems rose again. Because of this, Farrah Franklin was dismissed, leaving just Beyonce, Michelle Williams, and Kelly Rowland. The band put the turmoil behind them and got back in the studio. In May of 2001, Destiny's Child released their third studio album, Survivor, that was a massive success, reaching #1 on the US Billboard 200. Their title track, Survivor, spawned as one of the biggest hits of their career, earning them a Grammy Award for Best R&B Performance.
I wrote Survivor along with about 10 other songs on the album. And it's really great that I got a chance to write on this album. I also wrote Independent Woman and Jumpin' Jumpin', so it's great.
Survivor is a song for everyone. If you've survived breast cancer, you know, AIDS or anything, losing your job, divorce, whatever, it's a song to let you know that you can make it. Only if you work harder, you can take it. I mean, it's just a wonderful song, and when everyone hears it, it's a song to where you'll just feel so strong. You know, it won't even it's like before the song even ends, you're crunk, meaning you're strong. But I mean, it was a wonderful song. We were all in the studio in tears and crying, and just, it's one of those kind of songs. And it's a wonderful song that Beyonce did. It's wonderful.
The Survivor album was another amazing accomplishment. It just lifted Destiny's Child into another stratosphere with, I mean, amazing songs on it, like the actual Survivor song. And the video for that song was like one of the best videos of all time at that time when it came out.
I'm a survivor, I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna stop, I'm gonna work harder. I'm a survivor, I'm gonna make it, I will survive, keep on surviving.
Beyonce's first solo recording was a feature on Jay-Z's '03 Bonnie and Clyde that was released in October 2002, peaking at number 4 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100. Beyonce's first solo album, Dangerously in Love, was released on June 24, 2003. The album sold 317,000 copies in its first week and has since gone on to sell 11 million copies worldwide. The album's lead single, Crazy in Love, featuring Jay-Z, became Beyonce's first #1 single as a solo artist.
First heard it on the radio. I remember hearing it on the radio and going, it's just like, I can't, this is just so, you know, like a James Brown song. When you hear a James Brown song and you just can't, it's so good, you can't, your face is contorted and the beat is so good, you can't keep still. It's like, oh man, trying to do the dishes and it was all going off, you know. And then when I saw the video, that was it. The video is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. It was the way that she walked on the road there. It was a dirty road with a broken down car, but the way she did that walk.
Yeah, the Dangerous in Love video was just her showing her independence, her power, and also her sexuality, and showcasing her voice and her dance moves and everything. It really captured the magic of Beyonce saying, here I am, I'm going to take over the world, I'm a superstar.
I describe her as incredibly grounded and very, very religious. She's very, very, very a praying girl. It's very Southern. You know, I've got a couple of Southern friends too, like people like Jill Scott, who's another good friend of mine who's an amazing singer. And she's from the South as well. And they're all pretty much similar. They'll probably kill me for saying that. But they're very nice people, genuine people, and no airs or graces, you know, and Beyonce is this kind of person. She's very sweet and very courteous and, you know, very, very professional.
I feel like God has given me the gifts, every gift that I have, every blessing that I have. And I feel like He puts certain people in my life for a reason, certain angels, certain people protecting me, things that happen to everyone. There's no way you cannot believe that someone isn't looking out for you. And He takes people out of my life that shouldn't be there. And I just feel protected all the time.
Beyonce's album, Dangerously in Love, received high praise from critics and received a record-tying 5 awards at the 2004 Grammys.
I just love talent and entertainment, and I want to be a real entertainer. And I want to eventually win an Oscar and more Grammys, and I want to do Broadway. I want to win a Tony Award. I want to be the first Black woman to have all 3. Just great.
In November 2003, Beyonce embarked on the Dangerously in Love tour.
I have a tour coming up. It's my very first tour. I'm so excited about it because I have so many ideas that I've always wanted to do, and now I can finally put it on the stage. And I love Broadway, and I love hip-hop and R&B shows, and I'm mixing the two. It's really crazy because something happens to me when I get on the stage. I'm really calm and shy and just, you know, I just observe, and I'm completely opposite of how I am on the stage. When I get on the stage, I have no idea what's in my head. It's just performing, and I don't even remember what goes through my head because I turn into this crazy wild woman.
After the release of Dangerously in Love, Beyonce planned to produce a follow-up album using several of the leftover tracks. However, this was put on hold so she could concentrate on recording Destiny Fulfilled, the final studio album by Destiny's Child. Destiny's Child embarked on a worldwide concert tour, Destiny Fulfilled and Lovin' It. And during their last stop of their European leg, Kelly Rowland announced that Destiny's Child would disband after the North American leg of the tour.
I think Beyonce made Kelly make the announcement because she didn't want to look like she's, because each of them are solo, but because she's the biggest star, she didn't want to look like I'm leaving to continue my superstar career. She wanted Kelly to do it so that the fans would know that it was still amicable and that all of them were still close friends.
We still talk to each other. I'll call him and say, oh, I'm nervous. Like, my first performance, Beyonce was there. And that helped me out so much. You know what I'm saying? Just to know that she was there and she was supporting me. And we're like that with each other because that's what it's all about. If it wasn't for Destiny's Child, none of us would be here.
In March 2006, Destiny's Child was awarded with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
I want to thank everyone for being here, and thank you for supporting us. We started when we were 9 years old, and here we are, getting a Hollywood star. Dreams come true. So thank y'all so much for supporting us. God bless you.
And we just want to say we love you guys so much. Thank you for supporting Destiny's Child since day one. I actually remember when we made a trip here and we were going up those escalators and we were walking down the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and we were like, we want a star, and to be here, y'all, is so humbling, and we are so honored. And we want to thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts. We love you so, so much.
Such a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time in our lives. I know as I'm standing here, as Miss Tina has said, all Destiny's Child wanted was to go gold. And then Kelly saying, walking down the Hollywood Walk of Fame saying, we wanted the star. Obviously, this just goes to show all you have to do is say it. Say it in the air, tell God what it is that you want, and He gives it to you. So that is just amazing. If it's in His will, He does.
In 2006, Beyonce won critical acclaim for her role in the movie Dreamgirls. She later went on to reveal that she was itching to get back in the studio once filming had been completed.
You know what? The problem is I really love what I do, and I love music, and I couldn't be away from it. I was doing the film Dreamgirls for 6 months, and I did not allow myself studio time. And I said, I'm not gonna be Beyonce the celebrity for this time because I don't want to get confused with this character because she's a singer and she's very, very different from me, but I wanted to make sure I stay focused, with this movie, and I gave it fair opportunity to learn the craft of acting. And I had so many songs and so many concepts bottled up inside, being away from performing and singing for 6 months, that while I was on my vacation, I told everyone, please let me be. Don't ask me to do anything. Don't call me. Let me go away and relax and get my mind back and kind of come back to my body, because I've been in Dina's body, which is the character, for so long. And while I was there, I couldn't relax. So I said, well, I'm coming back to New York. I'm gonna be down the street from Sony Studios. I might as well just sneak over there and just play. So I called the producers that I was gonna work with the next year, and we set up a little studio time, and we were all in the zone. So we did 3 songs a day, and I didn't want to go home, and every morning I was like, oh God, I want to get back in the studio. I just wanted to be in the studio. It felt so good, and I did the record in a little over 2 weeks. And the crazy thing is, the record is really aggressive, and I'm very happy, I'm very content in my life, but Dina felt like she was trapped, and she was married, and she was in this relationship for so long, and it was all the things I wanted to say while I was doing the movie, all the things I wanted the character to say. So I'm speaking for every woman that's kind of been in a relationship for a long time, and it's supposed to empower women to to have the extra boost to say all the things that they feel in their hearts. So it's really a strong album, and it really makes women feel like they're powerful, and it kind of makes you want to get your power back.
The album, titled B-Day, was released on September 5th, 2006 in the U.S. to coincide with Beyonce's 25th birthday.
The best birthday gift is for my album to be received really well. And I think I'm just gonna have like an intimate dinner with my friends and hopefully some good food. I'm gonna have a party after an award show in New York on the 31st, but it's gonna be like a big party with a lot of people, so I won't be able to relax. So I'll do it on my actual birthday, just at home, private, intimate dinner.
The album sold 541,000 copies in its first week and debuted atop the Billboard 200, becoming Beyonce's second consecutive #1 album in the U.S.
My music head is back on. Thank God for the album. I was able to kind of get myself back. But, you know, the movie comes out in January here. So I'll be back promoting the movie pretty soon. And it's really interesting how the movies inspire the music and the music inspires the movie. Whenever I do an album and I do all the touring, and then I'm like, okay, after a year of it, I want to do something else. And I love the stability of the movies, and I just love doing something that I'm still learning, I'm new at. It's almost like starting over, which is really exciting. And then when I do that, the movie, I'm like, okay, I gotta get back in the studio. I wanna go perform every night. So it keeps my life interesting, and that's my goal, to keep growing and keep learning and becoming more of an artist. And I'm happy I've been given the opportunities to do both.
In April 2007, Beyonce embarked on the Beyonce Experience, her first worldwide concert tour, visiting 97 venues and grossed over $24 million. A year later, Beyonce married Jay-Z.
I think the media was so happy because for all of this time they've been speculating, was it ever going to happen, you know, how close were they? And I think both of them were, you know, very much in love. They just were so busy, you know, with their careers, when you have two gigantic careers like that. And both of them are moguls, you know, they're not only musicians. Jay-Z is a mogul with all of his, you know, drinks, alcohol, stuff and all that. His business is that it, you know, it's hard to find the time to actually do it. So I think they were just waiting for the right time to actually do it. But by joining these two forces, they became the most powerful, you know, showbiz couple in history.
A few months after their wedding, Beyonce's third album, I Am Sasha Fierce, was released. The album formally introduces Beyonce's alter ego, Sasha Fierce, conceived during the making of her 2003 single, Crazy in Love. The album was a massive success, becoming her third consecutive #1 album in the U.S., containing one of her most recognizable songs, Single Ladies.
Yeah, with Single Ladies, like, Beyonce was showing her independence, you know, and basically saying to girls, you know, if a guy is serious, then, you know, just, you can't continue just dating him for 5 years or whatever. If he's really serious, after a while, he has to kind of step up and, you know, put a ring on the finger. So, but because it captured a moment in time with the video and the vibe and everything on it, it catapulted her. She was already in, you know, way in outer space, but it catapulted her into another stratosphere where she just became so huge because it was more than a music video, it was a phenomenon.
The song was a big hit with her fans, but it was her video for the song that captivated critics and displayed her artistic talent to the world.
So when Beyonce did the Single Ladies video, it was gigantic. Like I said, it created a whole movement around the world, and it won the MTV Awards Europe. So everybody was sure that it was going to win the MTV Awards in America, which is a big one. So Beyonce is there, and Of course, Kanye West is there, and Kanye West saw the video and loved it, so he was sure Beyonce was going to win. So it just shows the kind of power of Beyonce, that she kind of hypnotized Kanye West, that he's sitting there waiting to hear the name Beyonce when they announce the video. And all of a sudden, when they say Taylor Swift, he's so hypnotized, he just freaks out and just storms the stage and just says to Taylor Swift, no, Beyonce has a better video than you, you know?
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. One of the best videos of all time.
So that was really shocking, but I don't even think he was responsible for his actions, because he was just so hypnotized by Beyonce and that great video. So then when Beyonce came on a little bit later to get her award, she kind of was very, very classy and just kind of said, no, you know, that was wrong, you know, Taylor Swift deserves it, and you know, and I still got other awards, so it doesn't really matter.
This is amazing. I remember being 17 years old, up for my first MTV award with Destiny's Child, and it was one of the most exciting moments in my life. So I'd like for Taylor to come out and have her moment. Where are you?
Maybe we could try this again?
Beyonce's video may not have won Best Video. However, the album did receive 10 nominations at the 2010 Grammy Awards, tying with Lauryn Hill for most Grammy nominations in a single year.
And she's already got the award for MTV Europe and a lot of other awards for that video, so it was really necessary. But you know, Kanye's kind of out there, but you know, who knows? It's hard to resist the power of Beyonce.
And the Grammy goes to... See? Halo, Beyonce.
Wow. Thank you so much. Oh. Thank you. This has been such an amazing night for me, and I'd love to thank the Grammys. I'm sorry, I'm nervous. I'd love to thank my family for all of their support, including my husband. I love you. And I'd like to thank all of the fans for their support over the years. Good night, thank you.
The album also enabled Beyonce to go on her first worldwide concert tour. The tour sold out venues around the world, grossing $119.5 million. I Am Sasha Fierce was really one of Beyonce's landmark albums to date. On the 24th of June, 2011, Beyonce released her fourth studio album titled 4. The album debuted atop the Billboard 200 chart, giving Beyonce her fourth consecutive #1 album in the U.S. This included the song Run the World, which soon became a feminist anthem with a message of female empowerment and independence. Through this, Beyonce has cemented herself as a 21st century feminist icon. On January 7th, 2012, Beyonce gave birth to a daughter, Blue Ivy Carter.
Yeah, I think the whole maternal thing just opened up Beyonce to another world where she was now, you know, caring for this little one, and so her songwriting started to channel into that direction. You know, now she had a little one to look after. But it didn't really, affect her career at all, because 5 months later she was performing in Atlantic City, you know, taking Blue Ivy with her, and You know, I think it expanded her mind and expanded her music to a whole different level, where on her 5 albums, she has a song, Blue, about and a little girl is featured in it. And actually, Blue Ivy is the youngest person ever to be on a #1 song. And I think she's going to be, you know, with 2 parents like that, I think in 2033, she's going to be like a mogul and a superstar.
2013 was a big year for Beyonce. Not only was she invited to perform at the Super Bowl halftime show, bringing back Destiny's Child for a one-off performance, she also was given the privilege of singing the national anthem at President Obama's second inauguration in Washington, D.C.
You can't get any higher than actually performing at the White House for the president and the first lady, considering that Beyonce is the first lady of music. You know, it was cool that she's performing for the first lady of America.
After performing for the President and First Lady, Beyonce embarked on the Mrs. Carter Show World Tour on April 5, 2013 in Belgrade, Serbia. Performing over 132 dates, the tour became the most successful tour of her career and one of the most successful tours of all time. In December of 2013, Beyonce unexpectedly dropped her 5th album titled Beyonce on the iTunes Store without any prior announcement or promotion. It debuted atop the Billboard 200 chart, making Beyonce the first woman in the chart's history to have her first 5 albums debut at #1. The single Drunk in Love, featuring Jay-Z, peaked at #2 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. At the 57th Annual Grammy Awards in February 2015, Beyonce was nominated for 6 awards, going on to win 3. On the 23rd, April 2016, Beyonce released her 6th studio album titled Lemonade. The release of the album went straight to Jay-Z's brand new music streaming service Tidal, followed by a physical release the day after. Lemonade was a global success that included the hit singles Formation and Sorry. Not only was the album the worldwide highest-selling album of 2016, selling 2.5 million copies, but it also won 2 Grammys at the 59th Annual Grammy Awards in 2017 and was listed as the 6th greatest album made by a woman of all time by American radio station NPR. Beyonce by 2016 was unstoppable. With 6 #1 albums, it seemed like nothing could get in the way of her global success. She also joined Coldplay and Bruno Mars during the 2016 Super Bowl halftime show, where she performed her hit single, Formation.
Okay, ladies, now let's get in formation. Okay, ladies, now let's get in formation. Prove to me you got some coordination. You just might be a black Bill Gates in the making.
Stirring up a ton of controversy online as her outfit paid homage to the Black Panthers, a political civil rights activist group. However, in 2017, news was spreading that Jay-Z had cheated on Beyonce. The iconic couple was all over the papers, and their idolized lives were being filled by slander.
It started out as such a nice night. Beyonce and Jay-Z arriving at the Met Gala, but on the way out of an after-party, fingers gave way to fists. Beyonce's sister, Solange, started hitting Jay-Z. The bodyguard pulls her off. Beyonce mostly stays out of it. Solange hauls off and whacks Jay-Z with her bag. Online commentators had a field day captioning the after picture. Did that just happen? Smile through it. Bring it, says Solange. Everyone had a theory.
But you know the fact that Beyonce did stand there and let it happen, and Jay-Z didn't do anything back. You know that for Beyonce to sit there and let it happen, something did go down.
By late 2017, Jay-Z admitted to these allegations and stated that they both used music as their therapy. Lemonade was, in fact, Beyonce's way of displaying her anger, and Jay-Z's album 444 was his way of apologizing. After months of slander and headlines about the two, Beyonce, on her Formation tour, dedicated her final song, Halo, to Jay-Z, stating, "I love you so much." This comment showed her fans and media that they had put their differences aside and were back to the way things were. On February 1st, 2017, Beyonce announced she was expecting twins via Instagram. The post received the most likes in Instagram's history up to that point.
That's the thing about Beyonce. Like, whenever she does something, she does it, like, to the top of the game. I mean, coming out with an artistic picture like that, announcement, it's pretty epic, as she is.
On June 13, 2017, Beyonce gave birth to twins, Rumi and Sir Carter. Beyonce continued to create music after giving birth, collaborating with some of the industry greats such as Eminem, Coldplay, Ed Sheeran, and DJ Khaled. On top of that, at Coachella in April 2018, Beyonce brought back Destiny's Child to help her perform a vast array of songs, including Say My Name and Lose My Breath. The performance was quoted to have been phenomenal, and once again labeled Beyonce as one of the greatest performers of all time. Furthermore, in March 2018, Beyonce and Jay-Z announced their On the Run 2 tour, a clear sign that the couple had moved on from their troubles and wanted to include each other in their music careers. On June 16, 2019, Beyonce and Jay-Z released their first collaborative album entitled Everything Is Love under the joint name The Carters. The album represented the couple's solidarity and was a perfect ending for their public relationship drama. The album's lead single, Ape Shit, peaked at number 13 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, and the iconic video was shot in Paris at the Louvre, featuring the iconic shot of the couple standing in front of the Mona Lisa. The album went on to win a Grammy Award for the Best Progressive R&B Album and a BET Hip Hop Award for the Best Album of the Year.
Now this is a meal I've waited my whole life for.
I've been waiting too, and I'm not a cub anymore.
Beyonce also announced she would continue acting, being cast as the voice of Nala in the 2019 version of the timeless classic, The Lion King. The film was released on July 19, 2019, and was a global success. It has grossed over $1.6 billion worldwide during its theatrical run, overtaking Frozen to become the highest-grossing animated film of all time.
Well, Beyonce is part of what makes it a new production. I mean, her new music, her interpretations of the old songs, and how we're able to expand the role of Nala, because Beyonce has such a significance. Look, I'm somebody who has 2 daughters and a wife, and I've been aware of Beyonce beyond just her music for many, many years. And so that becomes part of what you have available to you as a storyteller. Casting is a very important part, especially with a film like this, where you're looking at photoreal animals. The actors are what brings the human spirit and the humanity to it.
It also became the 7th highest grossing film of all time and the 2nd highest grossing film of 2019.
Seth, you told Jimmy Kimmel the other day that you just about got over seeing Beyonce at the LA premiere. Are you kind of cool with that now?
No, not at all. If she's here tonight, I'll be very nervous. Yeah.
The film was accompanied by a soundtrack created by Beyonce titled The Lion King, The Gift, which leaned heavily into Afro beats, allowing Beyonce to collaborate with a range of African artists such as Burna Boy and Tiwa Savage. Almost 3 decades into her career, Beyonce continues to break records. In 2021, Beyonce won the Grammy for the Best Rap Song for her collaboration with Megan Thee Stallion on the #1 song Savage remix.
I'm a savage, classy, bougie, ratchet, sassy, moody, nasty, acting stupid. What's happening? What's happening?
Beating Drake, Lil Baby, and Roddy Ricch. This Grammy win went down as a historical moment in music.
Say congratulations. Before you leave the stage, I just wanted to say this. We want everybody to know that right now, Grammy history has been made. Because with that award, Beyonce has just tied the all-time record for most Grammy wins ever by a female artist and by any singer, male or female. So congratulations, Queen Bee. Beyonce is tied at 27 Grammys, What an achievement.
After 2 years of social distancing and people being locked in their homes, Beyonce released her 7th studio album, Renaissance, on July 29, 2022, with very little promotion. This was her first solo studio release since Lemonade. Beyonce conceived and recorded Renaissance during the COVID-19 pandemic, seeking to inspire joy and escapism in listeners who had experienced isolation and to celebrate a club era in which marginalized people sought liberation through dance music. Renaissance was a commercial success. It debuted at #1 on the U.S. Billboard 200 chart, Beyonce's 7th consecutive album to do so, and is certified platinum. It also reached #1 in Australia, Belgium, Canada, Denmark, France, Ireland, the Netherlands, New Zealand, Sweden, and the United Kingdom. The platinum certified lead single, Break My Soul, was released on June 20, 2022, and reached #1 on several charts worldwide, including the U.S. Billboard Hot 100. The album's 2nd single, Cuff It, peaked in the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100 and internationally. On February 1st, 2023, Beyonce announced that she would be embarking on her 9th concert tour, the Renaissance World Tour. The Renaissance World Tour may break the record for the biggest tour in music history, according to Bloomberg. Rolling Stone described the tour as one of the most in-demand concerts in recent memory. Billboard projected it to gross approximately $300 million without additional shows, becoming Beyonce's highest-grossing tour. According to Ticketmaster, the ticket demand exceeded the number of available tickets by more than 800% in Toronto, Chicago, East Rutherford, Summerfield, Atlanta, Inglewood, and Houston, to all of which additional shows were added consequently.
As a singer, Entertainment Weekly describes Beyonce as a storm system disguised as a singer. She has a 3.6 octave range. And when I went with her to South Africa with Bono and Dave Stewart from the Eurythmics, we did a big show for Nelson Mandela called 4664 concert for his charity. And Dave Stewart had produced some tracks with her. And Dave Stewart, who produced the Eurythmics, Mick Jagger, people like Stevie Nicks, and a lot of great artists, including Annie Lennox and Aretha Franklin, some of the greatest voices ever. Dave said the greatest female voice he's ever worked with was Beyonce. Because he said when she's warming up, she's doing some kind of Arabic and some kind of pentatonic scale, stuff that he's never heard before. And it's just this absolutely brilliant voice. So just as a singer, she could have just been a singer and nothing else and still been very important. Then you talk about Beyonce, the songwriter, writing 9 #1 songs. Only 3 women in history have ever done that. So as a songwriter, she could just make it as a songwriter and forget about singing. Performing, I mean, there's no greater performer in the world right now. L.A. Reid, the great songwriter and producer, said that she's the greatest entertainer on earth right now. Coming from him, you know, very, very powerful words.
I'm here to see Queen Bee, Beyonce.
Bodacious, iconic, and the queen.
I just love Beyonce. I just love her music.
You pay a few pounds and then you see God. Imagine that, it's perfect.
Better call Becky with the good hair. Yes, bitch. Yes.
Because Beyonce is the queen,
Beyonce
the mother,
is the best,
everything.
the mother of this nation.
Yes.
It is another level for Beyonce that I've seen her for, like, I think since the first concert, which was Beyonce Experience, even Coachella. This was another level, like amazing, amazing, amazing. I can't wait to see the rest of the tour. I'm going to London, Barcelona, and Tampa and Miami. So this is gonna get better every time. So yeah.
Yeah, I see the future of Beyonce going from strength to strength, like how people say that, you know, she is the female Michael Jackson, who was her idol. I think 10 or 20 years from now, people are gonna be saying that Michael Jackson is the male Beyonce.
I see her being around for a really, really long time. As I said, she's music royalty. What she's achieved as a black female singer is on par with Michael Jackson, sales and all the rest. And what's amazing about her is that it hasn't destroyed her in any way. You get the feeling that this girl can definitely handle fame. That's what I feel.
Beyonce's career continues to impress fans and critics around the world. Her achievements have made her one of the most successful artists of all time. She has changed the sound of modern music and has influenced fans around the world.
I think the first thing we have to say about someone who is a supernova, what qualifies someone to be a supernova is that they come out with something that is unique to them, that no one else can do, and then everyone tries to imitate it. And case in point is Beyonce, because Beyonce came with a completely new style of singing. The way she sings is completely new when it arrived. You know, her vibrato and the way that she sings, and there's always this vibrato in every line that every word that she says, there's a vibrato in it. And I believe that after Beyonce came out, everybody was trying to do that. So in that way, she was really unique with this new style of singing songs. She took a different approach, and it started this era of all these types of singers trying to do this same sort of style.
I mean, one of the greatest artists in history, and I think she's just going to go from strength to strength, you know, selling 118 million solo records and 60 million records with Destiny's Child. I mean, that's just the beginning. I think she's just going to go on to become one of the biggest stars in history.
Beyonce's legacy will never be forgotten, and her music and film success can only keep growing. Beyonce really is one of the most iconic female artists the world has ever seen.
I just love talent and entertainment, and I want to be a real entertainer, and I want to eventually win an Oscar, and I already have 3 Grammys, but more Grammys, and I want to do Broadway. I want to win a Tony Award. I want to be the first Black woman to have all 3. Just great. But I know I'm only 22, so I have 20 years to go to accomplish that.